Hello, children. How are you all doing? Hope you're all safe inside the house, washing your hands often, listening to your parents, and learning lots at the same time. I know you're all good children. Today, Sita Pati is back again with yet another story, and this time it is going to be in English. Yeah. Before getting into the story, I want to introduce these two heroes of the story today. And then you yourself you will guess what story it's going to be. Okay? I'm also thrilled. Now, who is this? Yes, this is the Hare. And by now you must have guessed the other hero, am I right? Yes, you're all smart children. And this is our next hero, the tortoise. Yes, today the story is going to be about the hare and the tortoise. Okay? Now, before getting into the story, let us learn some facts about this hare and the tortoise. This hare comes from the rabbit family. But the difference is this hare has bigger ears and a bigger body. It is found in the northern hemisphere like North America, Eurasia and Africa too. Okay? Hares are also vegetarians. They eat grass, shrubs and vegetables. Okay? Now this cute little tortie is also a vegetarian and is found on the land. It eats leaves, shrubs and vegetables too. Children, there are some interesting facts about this tortoise which even I didn't believe initially, What is that? One, it carries its own house on its back. Yes, isn't that wonderful? How it would be nice if we can do that. Yeah. The tortoise has a shell. It's a protective shell for the tortoise. When the enemies come to attack, it will go inside. It will creep inside the shell, and then when they all leave, and slowly it will put out its head and the legs and start walking. This, children, is really interesting. The tortoise does not have teeth. Do you know that? Yes, it's true. They don't have teeth, but they have strong mouth to chew the leaves and eat. Children, one more thing, they don't have ears too. Yeah, they can sense the vibration and that's how they move forward. So these are the interesting facts about the hare and the tortoise. And now even I want to jump into the story. Even I love race. Though Sita auntie cannot run faster, but I like to see the race. Okay? Now, once upon a time in a jungle, there was this hare who was very proud about its own self that he can run faster than any animal, and he wanted to prove that to all the other animals. So he went to the king of the jungle. Who is that? Yes, the lion. And asked him permission. "O king, I want to prove and show that I am the fastest animal." This lion king is a very good lion. He does listen to all his subjects and said, "Okay, if you want to have a race, I will call all the animals in the jungle to assemble day after tomorrow, and you be prepared for that." The hare was happy and it went back home, and on the way it was thinking whom to call as a partner to run along with the hare. And when suddenly he came across this cute little tortie walking mindful on the way. It's suddenly thought, "Oh, this tortie must be the best person for me to show my valor and might. He said, okay, oh Torty, hey Torty. The tortoise slowly lifted its up and said, what? Can you come with me for a running race? Torty immediately said, okay, yes, I will come. Then the hare was so happy, it went back home. It couldn't wait for the day of the race. Then on that day, it got up, it geared itself up with all the bands, the wristbands, the headgear and everything, and got ready and came to the spot. And this Torty also got ready, and they both came to this spot. By the time the king had announced all the animals to assemble there, and everybody was ready with full joy and jumping and cheering, and they had taken two sides, one side for the tortoise, one side for the hare, and they were all ready. The king, now what happened? He took the gun and shot the bullet and said, let the race start. The moment the bullet was on, the hare ran faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. The tortoise was slowly walking and coming. Okay, and slowly walking and coming. In the meantime, this hare had already reached half the distance and looked back at the tortoise and saw that this tortoise was coming very, 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 very slow, and thought, oh, this tortoise is going to take its own sweet time. In the meantime, I can take a nap before this tortoise could come, and anyway, I'm going to win the race. And thinking that, what happened? The hare slept off. It closed its eyes and slept off. But then what happened? This tortoise slowly, without making any noise, walked. When it came near the tortoise, it didn't make a bit of a noise, and then it slowly went, and it reached the finish line. And then all the animals standing there, they started shouting, hey Torty, hey Torty, hey Torty. Suddenly this hare heard that noise, and what happened? It caught up and said, oh my God, what's happening? All the animals are shouting, what's happening? How could this happen? How can this tortoise go faster and finish? Then though it went faster, the tortoise had already won the race. So, what do we learn from this? Slow and steady wins the race. So this is the moral and takeaway from this story. Now, what is the science part that we are going to learn from this story? The science information is that the speed. What is speed? The fastness is called the speed. You know, children, the speed can be measured. You can measure the speed. That is why when you go in the car, in the motorbike, in the bus, every vehicle will have a machine to measure the speed. So, the distance covered and the time taken will give you what speed that you are going in. That we will be learning in higher classes. Now, I want to tell one thing. When you children are going for a race, just take these tips from the tortoise. Now, when you are at the starting line, you have to start at a steady pace, keep moving and increase your speed almost when you're nearing the winning post. When you start the fastness and the force in the initial stages itself, then what will happen? You will be running and you will be feeling so tired. By the time someone goes past you, then you cannot pick up the speed and then go to the winning post. So always go at a steady pace and keep increasing your speed, so you are sure to win the race. Hope you all like the story, children. I'll see you again soon with yet another story. Bye bye. Stay safe.